Alright, so everyone recording? Yep, 3, 2, 1.
Sync.
Okay.
Close enough.
Yeah.
Crack your knuckles.
Ow! We should probably
Fuck you.
introduce. Welcome to the TML Podcast, people.
Fun fact, this is actually like the 8th
Voice
time we've
acting
been doing this
section.
introduction.
Welcome. In the words of Windows XP,
Yeah, well, the
welcome.
voice acting
Sorry.
the voice acting section of the TML Podcast. Everyone introduce yourself.
I'm Eric, I'm the OG VA reviewer, unlike these two scrubs who came after.
I am Jack, the one that followed him into here because, you know, why not?
He's
I
a
have
creepy,
no-
clingy pervert
That's what
who
friends do.
only wants sex. Don't trust this man.
I don't want sex, I want memes.
Same thing.
Great. And I am Lord Dragi, the other person.
Oh yeah.
Formerly known as
Alright,
Umbrella
yeah,
Babe,
yeah.
fun fact.
Also, JackieBoy0512, go subscribe. Like and subscribe for more content.
Yes, do whatever he just said.
Alright, so, what was the topic for this episode?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, it was like voice acting styles. Like how we do it.
How I do it? Yeah.
How everyone does it.
How everyone does it.
Alright,
Is there a
so,
certain way?
CS, Tell us, how do you go about voice acting?
Me? Or him? I don't know.
Yes.
You go first. I don't want to do this.
CS, I said.
Oh. I didn't hear you.
CS, are you there?
Are you there?
Yes.
Get me there, daddy.
So, my style of voice acting. What does that even mean? How do you
What do you do? Like how do you go about doing it?
Well, I sit down and I
Yes.
grab my microphone, which should be this fucking $200 setup that I just got, but isn't because my computer hates me. And so does this thing. I don't like you, Focusrite Scarlet. Whatever your thing is, I'm gonna have to come back to you later whenever I actually do know your name. But you know, I'll sit down. I'll get my microphone and I'll just start talking for an extended amount of time.
And tell the listeners what software you use. Like a sensible person.
I use Audacity, which is the most basic audio software outside of like a voice recorder on your phone, which is like which with those it's like 3 buttons and you can't do shit with it. Audacity, you can go watch a million videos. They'll all say just like, hey, start out with this to learn the software and then move on to other things. But yeah, it's good advice. It's good software and you should all use it. Isn't that right, Jack?
Yeah, I'm using it right now.
Ooh, I think we all are. But so what techniques do you use for? I don't know what I'm doing. What techniques do you use for your voice acting? Say yes.
Well,
Tell the eager listeners.
Tell
first
the
off,
people.
you never warm up. You always just like step into a recording session without any without any prior preparation. If you need to scream directly from your throats and just don't.
This is what you don't do.
No, this is exactly what you do. Don't listen to Jack. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
CS, can we see some of your lovely voice acting work?
No.
Alright then.
Sorry, it's just like I don't have anything outside of like this and like 2 other things, and you'll never find those 2 other things.
Oh, I wonder
Yeah,
why
there
we'll
was
never find
one
them.
I was part of where it had the guy just like. So I sent in like the recording, and it has a really generic name, so I can't find. He won't reply to me anymore, so I don't know if he finished it.
John Smith.
And I can't look it up because it has such like a generic name of the project, and I'm just confused.
Can it just be like an edgy name, like fucking like Razor?
I was once casted in it was a comic dub thing, but the person who was directing it wouldn't let me see like the videos, and she wouldn't tell me where her YouTube channel was. And like I found the channel because she like told me another thing that she had auditioned for and what character she had auditioned for, and like linked me to an Instagram post with it, like the whole cast thing, and it had her YouTube name, so I just looked that up, and I told her, I was like, oh hey, I found your YouTube channel, and then she fired me, and then like the next day she's like, okay, nobody else auditioned for this, so you're back on. Yeah, that was she was not a pleasant director to work with.
That's really stupid. How could you not see the video that you were a part of? Like, you put content into it.
You want to know what the great thing about that whole thing was? What? Both the videos that I was in, she deleted.
Oh, rip.
So all my work, all the time and effort I put into making this recording was all for nothing because she fucking deleted it.
I mean, I just auditioned for 2 things last night, actually. I auditioned for a comic dub. I also auditioned for, what was it? An audiobook. It's called, I think it's called Hooked, and it's about, like, Peter Pan. It was really hard to suppress my accent because they needed a North American, like teenage child, and I was just like, I did it about.
You do realize that like, how contradictory the term teenage child is, right?
Like a 13 to 15-year-old, like that range. It's still a child, but they are in like double digits.
Just say teenager, Jack. It's not that hard.
But like, I had to do it like 7 times over because like you can hear my accent come through when I say certain words, and it was just like really bad, and it sounded like this hybrid, disgusting monster. So I had to keep doing it until like I completely suppressed my accent, and it was like, it took me so long. I was up till like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
I think the worst thing I was ever a part of, this is another bad director story. It was a fan-made musical based off Undertale. This was back when the game was still popular.
Oh, you told me about this. I remember about this going to class.
Jack, keep your mouth shut while I tell this story.
Fuck off.
No, you. This director was not a very fun person to be around. I'm not going to name names. I'll just come up with something with a stupid fake name.
Dorito.
What?
Dorito. Call him Dorito.
Whatever he said. I'm just gonna assume he said burrito because I heard something along those lines. So burrito was never active. Like, she was never on fucking Skype to record stuff. So, you know, there was never any real interaction with her. And the group chat, the Skype group chat itself was as dead as you can possibly be. Because nobody was on except for, like, me and one other person who barely talked to anybody. So that was fun. And then, I forget exactly what happened. Actually, no, I do remember what was happening. We had a very short political argument. I will not get into the details of it, as they are not important. But we had a political argument, and she fucking, like, she was the one who started the argument. I had made a joke before, and she was like, and then she turned it into an entire debate. And then she was like, okay, I'm done. I'm tired of talking politics. Let's stop talking politics before I punch somebody. And I said, you realize that you were the one who started the debate. And then she kicked me out of the group chat and blocked me on Skype.
Oh, wow.
End of Act 1. Act 2.
Alright.
I got back. I got on her good side and got back onto the project, working more roles than I had originally, which is always fun. And she had gotten this new guy called I forget what his name was. We're gonna come up with something stupid like Preston, which is like the guy's actual name. I just can't quite think of his last name right now. Preston was kind of a dick. He just wasn't a whole lot of fun to talk to, and he was just kind of a generally unpleasant person to be around. Now, during this period of my life, I made a whole lot of jokes about how 2 bombs weren't enough and how anime is trash. I don't actually believe any of that. I'm not a huge fan of anime, but I'm okay with it, and I don't think that we should have dropped any bombs. However,
2 bombs weren't enough.
Yeah, 2 bombs were more than enough, I think.
Eric, we can't talk about this too much. We want this video to be monetized.
Okay, all right. Let me just finish this story.
Family friendly.
This story. Okay, so anyways, I made a lot of jokes about nukes in Japan. We'll just put it at that. And Preston over here did not like that, and he convinced the director, Burrito over here, to kick me out of it. So I tried to reason with her, but she did not listen. Preston, he contacted me on Skype and decided to stroke his ego for a few minutes, saying that he's the co-director of this. He needs to he has all the right in the world to ban me from this project. I believe that was the exact wording he used.
Ban you from the project. Ban.
He's like, you are banished from ever being a part of this project again. Like he's fucking Doctor Strange or something.
Get out of my room, I'm playing Minecraft.
Basically, that is almost exactly what happened. So, like, we didn't talk after he was a dick for, like, 15 minutes. And so, a week or two later, I hit up the director on Skype, and I gave her the entire conversation between Preston and me. It was mostly Preston just saying how he's better than me, even though he isn't, because I've got it from a reasonable source that his mom hates him, and also he has a small penis.
Oh yeah, I heard that as well.
This isn't family friendly. My Christian server.
I mean, his wee wee is small. Like, the director, Burrito over here, she got me back onto the project, and then like, fired that guy, and I started talking, like, okay, this project is dead. I want to be the one to revitalize it, take over the reins as director and all that stuff, because you're not doing anything. Did it ever get
finished?
What? Jack, you talking trash?
No, I said, did it ever get finished?
It has, as of right now, has been canceled, I'm pretty sure. But, anyways, let's wrap this whole story up. This whole epic tale of love and revenge, because I've been talking for way too long right now, and I hate myself.
Do you want to change the today's topic from us to how not to run a project?
That's actually Dragi. That is actually a really good idea for an episode. Jack, write that down somewhere.
So this is part one.
Yeah, part one. Anyway, conclusion to the story. She added me back into this group chat, and she had, like, somebody had asked, like, hey, what are you doing? And she said, I'm playing a Dungeons and Dragons campaign. And I said, nerd, because, if you're playing Dungeons and Dragons, you're a nerd.
Nerd is a compliment nowadays, though.
Yeah, but, like, she didn't take it as that, so she said, fuck you, kicked me out of the group chat, and then hasn't been online since. End of the story. There's epic drama.
End of the story. All of Eric's directors are cunts.
Well, actually, I've had some pretty decent interaction. Well, that's not true. I've had, like, bad interactions. That is the absolute worst. I've had not good interactions. And then I've had, like, good ones. Like, there's this guy I'm working with on another thing named Danny. Will not disclose the name of the project because that is confidential. But Danny is a super cool guy. He's really funny and nice. And, like, he he's not that great at directing this whole project, but he is a really cool guy, and I like him.
That's good.
That's the end of me talking for the next 10 minutes. Okay.
Yay. So, before we wrap up this episode...
Because it's just story time with Eric.
Yeah, let's pretend this was about bad directors the whole time, and I'll just say, if you're setting up any kind of casting call, have the project finished and ready to go before you do that.
Also, if you're going to be paid up front.
Yeah, there you go.
Because if you don't, then you might end up having a bad experience and not getting paid.
Or some advice that I've gotten in the past is just like, get paid in increments, just to know that they have the money. So like, if you're gonna get paid $100 for something, get paid $20 now and $20 again and at a later date, etc., etc.
Yeah.
There you go. So, wrap this up then. I have been your temporary host, Lord Dragi.
ISOSCELES needs to come back so we can actually have a host.
Yeah, please, we need you. This was unorganized and terrible.
It was just me talking for how long have I been recording? It was just me talking for 16 minutes. Jesus Christ.
Anyway, so I have been your temporary host, Lord Dragi. This has been CS and Jack Trash.
Go subscribe.
Goodbye.
Have a nice day.
What?
I said have a nice day.
Never mind. Stop the recording.